Introduction. A brand new Bible cure for a brand new you. If you are often overwhelmed by fatigue that saps your strength and robs your life, fatigue that will simply not go away even with adequate rest, you are not alone. According to a recent article in The Pain Practitioner, a publication of the American Academy of Pain Management, at least 1 million Americans suffer from chronic fatigue syndrome. More than 80% of those cases are undiagnosed despite the fact that people are experiencing extreme fatigue. For years, this medical condition has been marginalized and misunderstood, says Kim Kenny, Executive Director of the Chronic Fatigue and Immune Dysfunction Association of America. Many individuals with chronic fatigue also have fibromyalgia. The two disorders have been described as separate but related. In fibromyalgia, musculoskeletal pain accompanies chronic fatigue. As you'll see in the coming pages, sleep disturbances are often at the root of both the fatigue and pain experienced by sufferers, and I will address these and other issues throughout this book. As a Christian medical doctor, I've studied and prayed about the causes of disease, and increasingly I have discovered that many diseases have very strong spiritual, mental, and emotional roots. If you are familiar with my books, then doubtless you are aware that I believe in the health of the entire person, body, mind, and spirit. Although traditional medicine often sees these facets of our beings as very separate, in truth they are not. A vital link exists between the spirit, soul, and body. And although much of the disease and physical pain we suffer comes from the body, often these distresses begin in the soul, which encompasses the mind, will, and emotions. Therefore, truly living in the divine health that God intends for us requires that we look a little deeper, beyond the physical process of disease to the spiritual, emotional, and mental roots. I trust that you will find these pages extremely enlightening as you gain new insight and revelation to help you live your life in the robust, joyful, peaceful state of good health that God desires for you. By picking up this Bible Cure book, you have taken an exciting first step towards successfully conquering chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia, and reclaiming control over your spiritual, emotional, and physical health. Right now, you may be confronting some of the greatest challenges of your life. But by understanding some of the real root causes of your chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia, you can rise to a new level of physical, emotional, and spiritual health and joy in God. Jesus Christ promises you rest, refreshment, restoration, and renewal. He said, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls." Matthew 11, verses 28 and 29. Chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia are not God's plan for you. His word promises, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. In those days when you pray, I will listen. If you look for me wholeheartedly, you will find me. I will be found by you." Jeremiah 29, verses 11 through 14. So you see, God desires that you conquer your fatigue and discover power and energy to live life to the fullest.